Good morning, folks. So today, after the absolute fiasco that was the last episode where we tried to build the interstellar stuff, I thought today perhaps we should do a little bit of organization and see if we can sort of get all of our resources that we currently can build and get them constructed. I just feel that way at least we've got an understanding of what we actually do have, and then we'll have a little bit of a sort of factory setup so that we're able to pull it. Now, I don't know if you guys saw it, but also in that last episode, I was looking to pull silicon plates from this line, or microchips or whatever it was, but it was just too high. When I put the sorter on, the power couldn't get to it. I also built this. I don't think I included this in that last episode, but this is to make these silicon chips, and again, same issue. It was too high, but I did have a thought, and there's a reason why I left it here. As I jumped into the research, I thought there was this power distribution. So I thought I'll give this a build and I'll see what happens, because I've never used this, but I know it's supposed to kind of like hover. So I built us one of those and I got it constructed, and I just wanted to see what it does. The first thing I noticed, the size of that influence area is massive, but then most importantly, so here's a little trial look. This is a normal Tesla tower. We put it as close as we can, put it even underneath those things, and it only reaches the bottom one. It doesn't reach the top one. So what we can do is if we come in and we'll get this and we'll put it here, inside here. Watch this top one. See how that top one's now also getting powered. So this sort of opens up another avenue for us in that we can now actually raise the height of the conveyors so that we can pull from more and more height. What I'm thinking of doing now, while I can, is because we're going to have a few things running down here, what I thought we would do is literally pull everything in. So basically what I'm going to end up doing is swapping out this line over the sulfuric acid and potentially run any excess oil over the top of us so that we can start building all of this stuff. So we've got plastics, we've got sulfuric acid, and we've got these bad boys that we need for our research, but move the whole thing down the line over there. As for the water isn't a big deal because we've got some little ponds down there. So we want to run oil in, so if I can run oil in the sulfuric acid belt, which will mean we've got to change stuff up down here because we're currently pulling sulfuric acid off of something to make other stuff. We just have to move the line across, but it's going to be a lot of building, a lot of conveyors, and a lot of shifting around. I'm also thinking as well, because obviously we're going to be building all this stuff, we might be better off actually making all these conveyors come at 90 and rebuilding the whole thing on this land. So it's going to be slightly annoying, but it's going to help us out in the long run, trying to get everything in a position where we can get access to it and build it all around. If we can come down here, fingers crossed, this one maybe, that should be perfect, and just literally run these all off at the angle down here. So that means that we can delete most of this stuff now. Okay, so what else do we need? We need to take this one out. Okay, so this is now where we break everything. Literally everything. So we'll start off down here and we'll start with all the funky stuff. So we're going to be wanting plastic. And what do we need for plastics? Oil and carbon. Okay, so carbon is on the bottom line. In fact, we'll pull carbon out here. And oil is going to be on the green belt that's currently got sulfuric acid on it. That'll be pulling out here. We'll do the super fast sorters for that. So we're going to go carbon onto this line, and then we're going to be looking at doing sulfuric acid onto this line, but we need to kind of empty that belt first, really. Basically, we then need to run this conveyor sort of in here, I guess. But now I'm just going to bump all the sulfuric acid into a container just so that it's sort of stored and out of the way, and then hopefully we'll get some oil coming through. When we've got the oil coming through, then we can kind of turn it off. Oh my days, there's loads to get through. Okay, no problem. So because of that, we're not actually going to be needing these. So that output in plastic as well, we can try, and I don't know if it'll work. We want to try and squeeze this because we've got a little row somewhere just here. So we can actually run that down in there. So that's our plastics sorted, or at least it will be. So much sulfuric acid. Oh boy. And then we've got water as well. Water can move. These bad boys need plastics, oil, and water. So we've got most of that. We just don't have water down here. So what we can do is build the water line in. Now we've got to try and get water up here. So in theory, that should be water. So what we can do there is if we can get a sort of water harvester, and I'm going to want to face him this way so that I can swing the conveyor belt around and up just to get us up where we need to go. So then he's up there, so we'll get water out when we've got it all hooked up to the power. Hey, now we've got crude oil coming through. I just seen it. Yeah, we do. Okay, awesome. So then we can say, want this bad boy to feed this bad boy. Cool. So this is going to be churning out plastics, which is awesome. That's exactly what we want it to do. And then from plastics, we want to build the crystals. So now also we need to be sending ourselves the stone down. That will help us actually because we'll be able to tap in. That'll help us because we've got a stone mine on a different planet. So what we'll be able to do is if we run this stone line down above the oil, it means that we'll be able to tap into it. If we need to bring anything back from distant planets, it'll all work out well for us, hopefully anyway. We come right out here and then a plunko up there. So now if we go for some sulfuric acid production, because hopefully then that means that we shouldn't need to take the stone much further, potentially. Not entirely sure where the jury sits on that one. So we'll have this for the escape. So then sulfuric acid wants to be going. How high are we now? We're getting pretty high now over here. Somewhere there anyway. So then if we go all the way back down, boom, 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 boom. Up there, chums are good. That is sulfuric acid out. Aye. So then in, we need to put rocks or stone, water and oil. Got some water, we'll put that in there. We've not got any oil. So we'll start with a stone. Brilliant start. Start with the stone, then we'll go to water, and then finally oil. Oil's only level 3, that's pretty good. So that should be there. Should be. If we can get across the top of this box. No. That should happen with oil. So go stone, water, oil. We'll go super fast, super filler. We'll go from here to here. And now really what we can do with it, a lot more of these, but it's this stuff that we need. So we've got to look again towards this if we can. For now, we'll just do it with the standard Tesla towers. And I know I broke this line here and here, but at the minute that's okay because we're not needing that stuff further down. So it's giving it a little bit of a straight-in playroom, if you like. So that's feeding back up, and yeah, so we've got everything going back on the belt as we need it. So that's going well so far. I guess finally for now, it makes sense to get the organic crystals going so that we can start getting some yellow blocks. So hopefully what we'll be able to do in here is if we can squeeze a couple, so we should get one there and hopefully get one there, we'll be able to run this in, which we can. So we can get that doing both of them. Do the old copy paste. Super. So these are turning out 10 a minute. So in fact, we can give ourselves one more. So that'll give us 30 a minute. Paste the pan in there. Bosh. Now what we're going to do with these is we're going to send these. This is all going to go back to the little setup that we've already got all the way down here. Because we've already got this set up, it would seem a little bit bonkers to go and do it a bit more. So we're going to run this conveyor belt load in, which is obviously going to run this stuff, which is exactly where we need it, really. In fact, it means we can tidy up so much down here now as well. That's pretty good going. So all of this can go. All of this can go. All of this can go. Lovely. Okay, so what's next? We need some graphite next. So that's sulfuric acid and carbon. That's awesome. That's everything we want right here. So let's just tap directly into that sulfuric acid line. So I think we said it was sulfuric acid. Yeah, it was sulfuric acid and carbon for graphite. Boom, boom, boom. Here, just in case we ever have to move it. So we want some of this, and we want some of this, and this can go get trimmed back, and this can get trimmed back. And it's out of power. Get this bad boy to do some graphite. Cool. So that is now pumping out graphite. So we need to be doing some of these, and some of this, and some of this. So we've currently got 3 assemblers. So with assemblers, I can build some super magnets. So we'll need some super magnets. So straight away, I know that we can run that off the bottom because that's where our graphite is. Then we needed magnets. Magnets are also straight off the bottom, but they're off the bottom this side. And then we need green motors. Easiest way to say it. Get our assembler out. I'm putting them this way because this means that I can extend the line down if I need to pull in any more assemblers to make these things. But ultimately, I'm going to put that into storage. And if I put the storage here, it means that I can move it at a later date and it's not going to cause us too many problems. Now we've got to look at smelting out the titanium to get us the titanium alloys. So we'll do the titanium alloy and then we can end the sulfuric acid line there. So that can be sulfuric acid in there. What a hullabalooza. Sulfuric acid, steel, and titanium is blue stuff just the other side of the oil. I say oil, that's iron ore, isn't it? And then we just bung that in a smelter. Should be able to reach there, shouldn't I? Yes. We'll put this into a box. I don't know if it's smart or not to put it into storage. We'll find out when we need it, I guess. Power it up. Same with this, guys. We're going to need to be powered up over here. We'll build ourselves one more chemical facility, then we can start on with this graphite stuff, carbon nanotube even. And hopefully that'll get us somewhere where we need it to be. So for this, we need carbon. So if we bring this back here, that should be fine. Ask this to do your nanotube and stuff. You need titanium, you need carbon, cool. In fact, what we could do as well, could cheat a little and just tap straight into that titanium line. And also with this, we'll just tap straight into that line there. A little bit naughty, but maybe it might work for us. Titanium will be fine because that's being fed constantly, but this might be a little bit different due to the fact of how it's producing it. But we'll see how it goes. If it works for us, then that'll be great. If not, it is what it is. So just in the pure interest of helping myself out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this line away and we're going to run it in off of the belt properly because it frees up a little bit of room that I need the box for. So then what we're going to be asking is for this to offload into this. And then if we could just nick both of them out of there and some plates, which I think are off the top line for the silicon plate. So then what we're going to do is whack them into an assembler and then into one of these. Basically, we're going to fill that up. We'll get this to build us these. So that'll get us building some of those things, which are going to be super handy for us when it comes to sorting out our which is exactly perfect, really. With them being out like this, as you saw, we were using too much plastic against what we were producing. What this lets me do is expand downwards towards the pole, meaning that I can get more production in without interfering with any of the lines. So it's helping me produce and balance levels, all sorts of crazy deals going on, so that hopefully we're constantly spitting stuff out. The end play for this is any excess. We've got two options. We can either stop at the last conveyor belt that it's needed at, or we could kind of run them all into storage boxes and have almost like a warehouse just full of storage boxes that we can go in and just take a walk around and grab out anything that we needed. But that's the sort of end play. Having it set out like this is I hope that if we run out of the ores, we'll be able to do interstellar transport stuff and we'll be able to put it sort of where the ores are, or at least somewhere close by. So I could even put it over here. So I could put like an interstellar transport system here. They'll just ask for like copper and iron ore and stuff. So we don't have to make too many changes to this entire build. We just literally run a few conveyor belts around everywhere and hope that that'll put us in a good place. I appreciate it's been a little bit of a shorter video today and a bit of a long-winded thing, just trying to set up this whole system that we've got going on. Next thing I want to do is get this energy exchanger going. But that's what the intention is next video anyway, guys. I appreciate you dropping by. But thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time. Take it easy. Bye for now. Bye, guys.